integration of intelli-CTi for Infor CRM. Intelli-CTi is a solution that connects your users' phones and their desktop computers to streamline their daily activities related to making and receiving calls using Infor CRM. For more than a decade, intelli-CTi has been the solution for phone integration with both the ClientLogix LAN client and the web client, and of course is also compatible with the latest releases of the Infor CRM clients for both on-premise and hosted implementations. Today I'll be demonstrating with the Infor CRM web client. In this short video, I won't be able to cover all the functionality of intelli-CTi, but it should give you a good idea of the key features most organizations would require. For a deeper dive into the functionality, please contact us at the locations and numbers at the conclusion of the video, and we'd be happy to schedule a live demonstration and can even provide you with a timed trial so you can take it for a test drive yourself. There are certainly more details on the features and benefits to be found on the QGate websites, but to summarize, the benefits fall into the categories of improved productivity, increased customer service levels, and comprehensive data capture for extraordinary business intelligence regarding your phone interactions with customers and prospects. So enough slides. Let's take a look at intelli-CTi in action. The intelli-CTi client resides on the user's desktop within the QGate Breeze framework, which is a sidebar display area where the user can find call controls and call information. The Breeze bar can either be a small strip that expands and contracts with phone call activity, or it can be pinned open and all other windows will run up against it. In cases where users have plenty of monitor space and there's heavy phone activity, pinning it open is generally preferred, so that's what I'll do here. It can also be configured to be docked on the right side of any of the user's monitors in a multi-monitor situation, so there's even more flexibility. Now, as a user navigates around Infor CRM, intelli-CTi keeps track of where they are, presenting them with the available phone numbers to call for the record they've selected, so you don't need to rely on the phone numbers actually being displayed on the form or the list you're viewing. So if I selected Becky's contact record from this list, I can see all the phone numbers for her and simply click to call her. When I do that, intelli-CTi will tell my phone system to make the call from my extension, just as if I dialed it manually, but much faster. As soon as I click the dial, intelli-CTi has already started collecting information, including the date, the time, and the fact that it's an outbound call. It tracks the ring time, and now we know that Becky answered, and we're tracking the duration. intelli-CTi even opens up a notepad for me to take notes. If I need to open up Becky's contact record, I can open it from here, but let's say I get Becky's voicemail. I can simply make a note that I left a message and hang up. At the end of the call, I have intelli-CTi configured to open my Open Activity window where I have the notes I took during the call just as if I did it manually. I can make additional notes. I can choose from my pick list for regarding, a category, and priority. And if I'm done, I can click to complete the activity and intelli-CTi will create a history record for the call activity, and I can go on to my next call. And that was pretty simple. Now let's get a little bit more detailed. One of the great features of intelli-CTi is the ability to dial from such a wide variety of places within Infor CRM. This is a phenomenal productivity boost for a couple of reasons. I'll show you what I mean. Remember, I never opened Becky's contact record to call her. I just selected her from the list. That goes for other places within Infor CRM as well. Let's say you're calling from a list of your scheduled phone calls for that day. Maybe some calls are scheduled by a workflow process, and other calls are calls you schedule for yourself or by others scheduling for you. Regardless of how they were created, by selecting the activity, intelli-CTi knows the contact associated with that activity and allows you to dial without the need to select the contact, drill down to the contact's details to find their numbers, etc. Now, taking it a step further, let's say you're in a sales role and you have opportunities you're working, and you need to do some follow-up calls to keep things moving forward. But on the opportunities list, you can select an opportunity, and intelli-CTi knows the contact on that opportunity and the phone numbers for that contact. I'll click here to call Mike. Now, if I hadn't opened the opportunity already, I can open it up now to see what I need to cover with him. Now, while I have Mike on the phone, I can make my notes that he said he needs to check with finance, and he'll call back. Notice that since I called from the opportunity, intelli-CTi automatically associates this call not only to me and Mike, but ties it to the opportunity as well. So the activity with my notes and the call statistics will be tagged in the system against the opportunity. user to complete the activity. Now, as we look at this opportunity, you'll see that the history record for the call is already included. And of course, it's tied to me and to Mike as well. Pretty simple. Now, similar functionality for dialing applies to tickets too. So whether you're automating a sales organization or a service organization, logging of all your calls just became a whole lot simpler and faster. For inbound calls, as the phone is ringing, intelli-CTi is already searching for the caller's phone number and presenting me with any associated accounts or contacts for that incoming number. Since I'm logged in as Lee, I'll answer the phone. Hi, this is Lee. How can I help you? And let's say John says, hi, this is John at Abbott. I could simply click on John's name and it would take me right to John's contact record. If the caller wasn't one of the listed contacts or the number wasn't found at all, I could simply search for the caller in CRM or create a new contact and then associate the call to that contact. So we can easily track calls against unidentified numbers and new callers. In this case, let's say it's actually John, so I'll click on his name and I'm brought directly to John's contact record, thereby confirming that it's John that I'm speaking with, so that at the end of the call, the history record and the notes will be associated with his contact record. Here from John's record, I can obviously find any previous interactions with them or create something new. For now, I'll just make some notes that we call saying we got approval for the Windows 10 upgrade that we've been working on. When I hang up, I can associate the call to the appropriate opportunity, and since I told him I'd call him back, I could click Schedule a Follow-up and create another call on my calendar to call him back. Here, we're simply leveraging the standard schedule and activity functionality in Infor CRM. I think you get the idea of how powerful this can be to help your team keep better records of their interactions with your customers and prospects. Now, one last thing I'll mention is that all information you gather by simply making and receiving calls is captured within Infor CRM, so you have access to all of your phone-related activities right from the intelli-CTi Call Manager screen. Here at the top, I have a record of all my previous calls, and at the bottom I have a list of all of my scheduled phone calls. This same data can be called upon to create reports or dashboards to provide whatever management analysis you need on all the call activities of your team. As you can see, intelli-CTi can be a great tool for connecting your users, their phones, and your Infor CRM system to increase user productivity by reducing the amount of time it takes to make calls. It'll increase productivity and improve your customer service levels by reducing the time it takes to find inbound callers in your system, and it will help you capture more complete data for making more informed decisions. So, for additional details on intelli-CTi, including details on supported browsers, compatible phone systems, our SDK for customization, and all sorts of other information on QGate solutions, as well as informative CRM subjects in general, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, the QGate Knowledge Base, and the QGate blog, or visit our websites or contact us through the normal methods. Thanks for joining us today.